Do you feel stuck? Stuck in a 9-to-5, stuck in a relationship you can't get out of, or even stuck in a life path you don't want to go down? And look, the government wants to keep you this way. They want to squeeze as many tax dollars out of you as they possibly can. They want you to get a 9-to-5, live a boring life, and retire at the age of 60 when you can't provide any more value in the workforce. It's time to change that. And listen, in this video we'll go over the 5 points to turn yourself from an NPC to a free man that can do whatever and whatever you want. In the video game, an NPC is a non-playable character. In the real world, an NPC is someone that's living a pre-programmed path. And it's not your fault that you're stuck in a job. It's not your fault that you have a bad relationship. The world already from the beginning was against you, because unless you're a billionaire, unless you're a son of a millionaire, the world doesn't show you the right path to success. And listen, getting rich doesn't mean, you become greedy. Getting rich is options. It gives you the option of being free. It gives you the option to travel. Money is just access. Money, besides that, is not real. That's why it's so important, especially now more than ever, to stop living life as an NPC and take control of everything around you. However, if you play the game right, you can be on top of the game, and you can help others be on top of the game. You can become the main character. And most people live with no purpose in life. They work their job, come home, watch Netflix, watch porn, go to sleep, have relationships they don't care, have friends that don't even like them, and that's how they live their lives. The school and the system is teaching you to live this way. They're making you feel like that is the right choice, the right path for you. When in reality, it is not. And this has gotten so bad that we see a lot of people who are in depression. A lot of people who just seek low effort pleasure. They just scroll on Instagram, scroll on TikTok, and that's it. That's all their life is. They have no purpose. They cannot travel. They're locked in a situation. They cannot really make their own decisions. And we can see the negative effects of this all throughout our world. We see a lot of people with depression. We see a lot of people chasing dopamine, seeking low effort success, low effort status, low effort feeling of pleasure. And all this leads to is a society of low status men and women. And listen, I know this because I was growing up on the countryside of my own country. I still live in Latvia, which is a very small country in Northern Eastern Europe. And people around me, the mindset I can see most people living in, it's very, very small. And I'm here to open up the horizon, open up your eyes to something bigger and better. And throughout life, I was thinking, if only I could make this much, if only I could do this, if only I could grow up to be a lawyer. No, that is not the right path. You don't need to go to college. You can get to the end goal. You can have time freedom, money freedom, but you have to follow these steps, which I'm gonna lay out right now. The first thing you have to do is to take control. You are responsible for everything. If you have a kid that grew up to be bad, that's a result of your actions. If you have a business that goes bankrupt, that's a result of your actions. If you get fat, that's a result of your actions. Once you understand you can control everything in your life, you become powerful. Because then all of a sudden, instead of you complaining and blaming others for things that happened, you can really take ownership. And this goes as far as if you have a business and if you have people working for you, if they make a mistake, that is your responsibility. Because you were the person that decided to make the hire, you were the person that trained these people to do their job. And if they don't do their job properly and they make mistakes, that's your responsibility. That's actually very, very empowering. This means that if you have a bad day, you can make it better. If you have a bad business, you can make it better. Everything is in your hands and you're not being controlled by someone else. This is how most people live. They want other people to tell them what to do. They wait for others to tell them what to do, and they can't make their own decisions. They might feel like they're making their own decisions, but they're really not. Once you understand this and implement this in your life, life does not happen to you. You make your life and you make your future. And the thing is, you have to pair this up with delayed gratification. The actions you do today is gonna give you the result tomorrow, 3 days from now, 3 months from now, so on and so forth. This means that you might be doing the right thing today, but you might not see the result of that action 3, 6, 9, 10 months from now. If you start eating hamburgers and a bag of chips a day, it doesn't mean you'll get fat tomorrow, but if you continue to do that thing for long enough, you will get fat. And the same thing goes for the flip side. If you start exercising, if you do it for one day, you're not gonna get thinner, but if you consistently do it over time, you will. And this gives you control. And once you understand this, your mindset should shift. So the most important key here for you not to get depressed and not be too hard on yourself is you need to focus on the performance, not the outcome. You might be, for example, doing sports and you might not think you're getting leaner for 6 months, but if you're getting in the gym and if you're tracking calories every single day, you have good performance. And sooner rather than later, you're gonna get better outcomes. This is why you don't want to compare your life right now with others, because you want to compare your life today with your life yesterday, with your life 3 months ago, 6 months ago. The way you live your life is going to be different. Your situation is going to be very different than any other person in the world. You have different experiences, different backgrounds, different ways you were raised, and that affects your decision making. What you need to focus on is for you yourself, the decisions you make, the things you do on a daily basis, for them to get better. And for you to focus on your performance, you need to track your performance as well. If you have a business, let's say you have an agency and you want to make more sales. Track every single thing you do on a day-to-day basis that helps you generate more sales. If, for example, you're a business and you've been having a hard time hiring, start tracking the performance and start tracking the things you do when hiring. Record your hiring calls. Figure out how many people did I talk to before I made the hire. So then you see the different things you can do and you can change to increase your performance over time. And if you track this, and you don't need to track this meticulously to every single little detail, but if you just start tracking simple things, you'll start to get better. So look, I'll give you a real case example here. My business partner is a lot better at hiring than I am, and I believe that to be true, and I believe that, for me it would be difficult to hire. However, once I looked at what I was doing at hiring, I realized the mistake I was always making. I was not talking with enough people. What he would do when he would reach out, he would find people who already have experience in the field, and he would have multiple conversations with multiple people at the time. That would make it easy for him to disqualify people who are not a good fit and just leave the people who are. If, for example, I would talk to 5 people, he would talk to 20. It would be easier for him to find a better fit than it would be for me. So for me, even just tracking of how many people I have conversations with can help me lead to a better decision of, like, do we have enough sample size to know that this would be the right person instead of someone else? At that point, I don't need to compare my hiring skill against his. I compare my skill today against my skill 3 months ago. And by just tracking this thing and by just reaching out to more potential employees, I've gotten a lot better at hiring. And this is true for anything you do in life. Focus on your performance, not your outcome. The next thing, find your purpose. The biggest mistake and why most people become NPCs is because they have no purpose in life. They kind of figure out going out of school that they're gonna, for example, be in finance, and they're gonna be in marketing, and that's it. They don't have no deeper purpose. And really, without the purpose, you have no drive, no reason to go hard and really work hard and strive for your dreams. As in the 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene talks about, don't fight an enemy that's stuck in a corner, because when you're in a corner, everything in your body has a purpose to live and the will to live. The same thing goes in your life. If you have no purpose, if you have no goal to strive for, you're just someone with a bow and arrow just looking around. However, if you start setting goals and you start having a purpose, you already have a target. You might miss the target, but you know where to aim. And the way you find your purpose is this. First things first, understand why you're doing the things you're doing. Are you doing this to help your mother? Are you doing this to get rich? Be real and honest and true to yourself. And understand what are the negative implications if I don't achieve these steps. For example, if you simply want to get rich, what happens if you don't get rich? You're gonna look back to your life, looking at decisions, looking at the jobs you took as a wasted opportunity. You're gonna be 60, 70, 80 years old, looking back to your life, and you know it's too late, and you know you had the time and energy to do it. If you want to help your mother, if you're unable to make enough money, your mother's just gonna be stuck in a bad situation. And once you understand this, once you see the negative implications of you not taking action, of you being slow and you not moving fast enough, all of a sudden you have this pain in you. You're the person who's stuck in a corner, and the only way for you to go out of the corner is to fight through and do whatever it takes. And that's how people make money. That's how people become rich, and that's how people break through and they can do anything they want in life. The next thing is, once you have a purpose, it's easier for you to be consistent long term, because every single day you can ask yourself this question: is what I'm doing right now getting me further off my goal or closer to my goal? And once you know your purpose, you can start asking yourself this question, and every single action that's getting you further away from the goal, eliminate it. Focus on the things that get you closer, step by step by step by step. And you can even use this as a thought experiment. If you want to help your mother, let's say, buy her a house, is a thing I'm doing right now getting me closer to helping me buy my mother a house or further away? If you want to create content, is watching this video getting you closer to creating content or further away? Ask yourself these questions every single day. The next thing you want to do is start working out. If you're physically strong, you're going to be mentally strong as well, because let me tell you this, I started going to the gym when I was 13 years old. I really took it serious when I was 16, and what it did for me made me a lot tougher, because in the gym, I was always lifting heavy, I was always pushing myself to the limits, and this allows me to know what real pain actually is. This built my pain tolerance, so when I'm in my business, I'm doing some specific tasks that I think are hard. They're not hard anymore, because I know what hard truly is. The same thing in the gym. What used to be hard when I started is not hard anymore. Once you start lifting heavy, you change your looks, you become a better person, you become more attractive. Look, for you to value yourself, for you to be the best human being alive, you need to work out, you need to look good. That is mandatory. That is just out of respect of yourself. If you don't do that, this means you don't respect yourself. And look, working out increases your testosterone levels, so you actually have more energy, you can do more work, and also this builds confidence, because the more you work out, the better you look, the more confident you can get, because you know who you are. Me going to the gym helped me build my confidence, so now I can hop on sales calls with businesses that do $100 million per year and sell them on working with us. Even if I'm in a club or I'm in a bar or even on the street, if I like a girl right now, I have enough confidence to go up to her and start talking with her. And most people, they're kind of just locked in. They can't, open people up. They can't have conversations. I've made myself endure pain, and I've managed to get there. The next thing you have to do is eliminate distractions. Your phone, social media, every single one of these things distracts you. And look, this is something which I kind of struggle with sometimes as well. I do use social media for my business, and then sometimes I realize I'm just mindlessly scrolling. But I do know if I want to get my best work done, I need to eliminate all distractions. This means when I work, I throw my phone away. I don't physically have it near me. I delete social media apps if I don't want to use them. I make it as hard as possible for me to access the thing. And the best way for you to eliminate distractions is for you to change your environment. And it's going to be as simple as you deleting the video games on your computer, you taking out the console you have by your TV, you removing your TV entirely, because then it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to have distractions. And look, most of the time, the biggest distraction you have is your phone. That's the one that drains you the most, so you have to lock your phone up and get rid of it. And all phones and most social media apps, all they do is they give you cheap dopamine. They make it hard for you to do hard things because you're so used to doing easy things and getting rewarded for them. Every single time you swipe on TikTok and you swipe on YouTube Shorts or Instagram, you get a hit of dopamine. Think of the last Instagram reel you remember. Probably none of them. So why even have Instagram if it's not your business? Last but not least is you need to fall in love with failing. Failure is just a way for you to learn, and the more failures you can have, the better of a man you can grow. Obviously, once you build a business, once you already have money, you want to fail less and fail successfully. However, if you're starting out, if you maybe have 10K saved up, or if you have no skills, no money saved up, you need to start failing more often. What failure shows is growth. Failure is typically an indicator for you taking on more responsibility and you doing things you haven't done before, and as a result, you learn from those experiences. And all this comes down of you progressing. If you're not failing, you know you're not progressing. The same thing for us. We're getting into real estate. We're going to be losing some money here or there. But we know if we don't do that, if we just hold our money in the bank, we're not going to grow at all. And the best way for you to grow in your business and in your mind is ask yourself this question. If I wanted to do X, what would I need to do to achieve that goal? Or what would I need to know to achieve that goal? For example, if I wanted to build a successful e-commerce store, what would I need to know? And then you can start breaking this one big thing down into smaller pieces. How to find a product, how to test a product, how to fulfill orders, how to get products, for example, from China to the US, how to do marketing, how to create a website. And then all of a sudden you've built yourself a path step by step on how to achieve the goal you've set for yourself. And look, today we live in an economy of skills. The more skills you have, the more valuable you become and the more money you can make. And ultimately, money is the ultimate driver for you breaking free from being an NPC. The more money you have, the more options you have. Money is just options for you. It just gives you the ability to go on vacation. It gives you the ability to maybe stop working, because the more money you have, the more options you have. Someone with $1,000 in the bank versus someone with $100,000, they have completely different options on where they can dine, where they can go for vacation, what they can do on a day-to-day basis. The next thing for you to do is to start living a free life. If you do unfollow all these different steps, you'll get to a point where you have enough resources and enough free time to do whatever and whenever you want. And look, this is not the only thing, and these are not the only steps you need to take to live a better, higher quality life and to make more money. That's why I want you to watch the video here, where I go more in depth into how to build wealth. So tap the video and I'll see you on the other side.